All right, boy, I tell you, I have the honor, the privilege, and the pleasure, or I should say it's a treat and a treasure, to be here with Doreika on one side and none other than Rhonda Y. Williams on the other side. Yay! Now look, we're going to get started, ladies. I know y'all look fabulous, at least over here. So before we hit the camera and go live, I've got a question. Rhonda, I'll start with you. Give me the backstory, if you would. Give me the narrative. Who is Rhonda Williams? What has been her journey, and how has she got to where she is now?
Wow. You know what? First of all, I'm super excited to be here. Super excited to be here with you, Shay Brown. Super excited to be here with the Happy Entrepreneurs Tribe. So thank you so much for having me. I have had a very interesting journey, one that has not been a straight path. And a lot of my learning and lessons have come out of the fact that I have had to take twists and turns throughout my career. You know, I am a registered nurse by background and worked in hospitals. Started as a staff nurse, worked my way up on the floor, became, director of nursing, chief nursing officer, and eventually hospital CEO. But you know what? While I was on that path, I started feeling this little thing inside, kind of like, am I on the right path? Which was interesting to everyone around me, right? Because everyone's thinking, yes, great, you're doing it. And at the same time, I'm thinking, I'm not sure if I'm on the right path. And, I ended up making a decision that I needed to make a change, but not until I had some pretty traumatic experiences in my life. I don't know if you want me to save those little tidbits till later, but I had some real challenges that I struggled through on this journey. And it was through those challenges that I began a period of self-reflection, really self-learning, self-healing. And then through that, I really connected with my true purpose and passion. And that brings me to the amazing work that I do today that I love so much, which is helping others, entrepreneurs, business owners, leaders decide that they are going to take control of their life and they are going to drive their own destiny.
Wow, I can't wait to hear more. That sounds super exciting. Doreika, as we just learned a little bit about Rhonda, I'm not going to leave you out, by the way. Everybody's watching saying, who are they? What's going on? Look, if you're behind the scenes, welcome, by the way. Doreika Carter. Talk to me. Who is Doreika Carter? You know where I'm going, right? What's the journey you've been on, and where are you today?
Awesome. Thank you again, Shay, for having me on this platform. I'm so excited to be here with you and your tribe, Happy Entrepreneur Tribe. And I know a lot of people are in the house that are business owners. They are powerhouses in their own industry, doing their own thing. So welcome again to the conversation tonight. Doreika is my name, and I'm a transformational speaker, leadership trainer, and life strategist. How I started was years ago. And for many of us, we can relate, but I was in a place where I was at a job that I was working at for 12 years. And in this particular job, every day that I went to work, I felt stuck. I knew there was something more in me that I should be doing. I just couldn't figure out what that was. And every time I would feel that thing turn in my belly, which now I call that was my purpose, trying to get out. I felt it every time I went to work, and I knew that I had to figure out what this thing was. So I started to ask the question, like, what am I here to do? What is my purpose? Why was I created? And as I began to soul search, dig deep, I realized that one of the things that I did well was I motivated people. I help people to stretch beyond their current state of mind. I love when I talk to people and I see the light bulbs go off in their head and they're like, you know what? I know there's more to me too. I know there is greatness on the inside of me. And so when I began to explore that, I found John Maxwell. I got certified by John Maxwell as a speaker, leadership trainer, and I began to start my speaking journey since then. And it's been since 2016, now 2019, and I'm excited that I'm doing this and helping people who feel trapped, who feel stuck in their career, in their job, to figure out what is it that they really want to do with their life so they can live a life of purpose. And that's what I love to do, Shay.
Wow, I love it. Live a life of purpose. We got folks that are, look, we're not even started yet. And you got Lawrence Hood who's out there. What's up, Lawrence Hood? You got Alyssa Mitchell. She's always in the house. Thanks a lot, Alyssa. Daryl Miller, my man down in North Carolina. We got to connect. I love what you're doing in your group, by the way. Share this to your group. Someone hit the share button. This is a share evening. Hey, what's up there, Cheryl? Look, I'm getting the cue, by the way. They're saying, Shay, you were supposed to get going. but I got carried away. So we're going to get going in 5. Y'all do the countdown. 4, 3, 2, 1. It's showtime.
Go ahead and give a big standing ovation for the one and the only Shay Brown.
Every morning in Africa, a gazelle wakes up and it knows it must outrun the fastest lion or be killed and eaten. Also, every morning in Africa, a lion wakes up and knows it must outrun the slowest gazelle or it will starve to death. You've heard it before. It doesn't matter whether you're a lion or a gazelle. When the sun comes up, you better be what? You better be running. That's right. That's right. You better be running. Life is about meaning, and meaning is about service. Isn't that the reason why we're all here? Isn't that what we're all searching for? 2013, the Peak Performance Institute was created. 5,000 clients who we've helped turn their idea into a reality, their reality into a business, their business into a movement, impacting 5.7 million lives around the world. Imagine that! My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Network, the world's largest organization for the well-being of an entrepreneur. And as we always say, our mission at the Happy Entrepreneur Network, our mission is to inspire, empower, and provide resources for the entrepreneur to live a balanced life and execute their vision for the people they were called to serve. And our mantra, I love our belief. Everyone should have a belief statement. Our belief is the results that show up in your life are just as important as the results that show up in your bank account. With that being said, let's get started. Well, it's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country, where we help busy entrepreneurs transform their lives by giving them the resources, or at least access to the resources, so they can really execute the vision for the people they were called to serve, and they can make a bigger difference in the world. And that's why that's why Rhonda Williams is here right now, and that's why Doreika Carter is here right now to make a difference in your life. I will do a shout out, by the way. Say hello to Ronald Crawford. Thanks so much for joining. Keisha Williams, it is always a pleasure. Karen, you're at the right place. Look, Rhonda, let me start off with you. And before we get going, I want everyone to hit that share button right now. And I want you to write these words. And June Klein, my girl, what's up out in Georgia? I want you to write these words. Transform your life and change the world. That's what we talk about today. Transform your life, and then you change the world. Someone do me a favor. Look right below the video. And I want you to write these words. Transform your life and change the world. And isn't that what it's all about? Doing something for someone else? Isn't it about having more meaning? Rhonda, you first. And the question I have is, when you hear those words, transform your life, change the world, why is it important to transform your own life? And then talk about the change in the world you're looking to make, you're seeking to do.
Yeah, it's such an important question. It's so important because the very first life that you want to change and transform is your own. You talked about the resources and giving us the resources that we need in order to live that most amazing life, the wonderful life that we all desire and deserve. That begins within each and every one of us. It begins inside of you. You have all of the resources you need in order to make that happen. By doing so, you can then impact and affect and touch everyone around you. Your ability to reach out and help to lift others, to help them shift from, I like to say, from stuck to unstuck. That all begins with your willingness to change and transform your own life first.
Yeah, and thanks for sharing that, by the way. For those folks that are out there like Ronald Crawford, who's putting change your life, transform your life, change the world. Charlene Harrell, who's out there right now, says, transform your life, change the world. What's up, Nina? She is out there right now. Alyssa, thanks for tagging it by Ursula. It's always a pleasure. Cheryl Diane, we got to get going. I really do, because I want to hear, and then I'm coming over you in just a moment, Doreika. But, you use a big word, by the way, Rhonda. You used the word emotional intelligence. Now, I know we'll get into it later, right? But for some folks like me that had a public school education, okay, I went to an HBCU, Morgan State. Shout out to all my HBCUs and Morgan State University. Talk about what in the LL Cool J is this emotional mastery or emotional intelligence. What is it? And why should me, Shay Brown, the entrepreneur, why should I even care this morning or this evening or this afternoon? Why should I even tune in?
Well, so super question, Shay. And emotional intelligence, I know it sounds like a big scary word, right? What is this emotional intelligence? And most people go, oh, well, I'm fine. My emotions are good. I don't need to talk about that. But here's the thing. Emotional intelligence, simply put, is this. It is using your emotions intelligently. It is leveraging something that we all have inside of us. We all have emotions. And so how do you use those to your advantage? They're not just these pesky little things to be brushed aside. Emotions have a value. They serve a purpose. There's a reason why we have emotions. So emotional intelligence is using them intelligently, while emotional mastery is being able to connect with those emotions, to feel them, to understand them, but not be controlled by them.
But not be controlled by them. And I know on the other side, Doreika, you talk a lot, especially at this time of year. This is very important. You talk a lot about making sure you grow yourself. I mean, you say grow yourself, transform your life. Talk about when you say grow yourself. Is that my physical self? Is that my mental self? Is that in my job? Is that in a skill set? I mean, talk to me for a moment, if you would, about that. And let me give a shout out to George Allen, my frat brother. Thanks for joining. Jimmy May in the house. Nima, it's always a pleasure. Okay, take it away.
Well, when I talk about growing yourself, transforming your life, one of the things that I've come to realize is that when it comes to personal growth and development, it has to start with your mindset. So we're talking about internal growth, growing your mindset, growing you as a person from the inside. Because when you grow your mindset, when you grow yourself, it reflects on the outside. It reflects in your habits. It reflects in your attitude. It reflects in your speech. It reflects in your demeanor, and even the way you think, the way you conduct business, the way you deal with your family life. So when you grow from the inside, you affect the outside, Shay. And one of the things I've also realized is that most people do not think that personal growth and development is something that they need to be intentional about. They think it's going to happen by osmosis or by coincidence, but it's not the case. You have to be intentional about growing yourself, because the only thing that is going to happen without trying is you aging. You age without trying. But when it comes to growth, you have to be intentional about growing yourself. And that includes changing your mind, changing you from the inside, being a better you that you can be for yourself and for the people around you.
You know, I love it. A better you. Now, you talked about something about changing your mind. Let me ask a question. I'll go to you first, Doreika, then over to you, Rhonda. Rapid fire. I'm just curious. When you hear the word affirmation, and I know we're going to get into some real hardcore steps. I know y'all can give 1, 2, or 3 things people can hear. But Doreika, when you hear the word affirmation, the question becomes, what's an affirmation that you tell yourself? Now, something that you quote or you repeat or you tell yourself on a continuous basis in order not to stay motivated, not to stay excited, but to really accomplish the things that you know you should do. And if she's putting that out there, by the way, what's up, Deborah Gardner, my good friend all the way out in Phoenix, Arizona. I'll be in Scottsdale in a week and a half. We got to connect. Love your book, by the way. She says, compete in the fast lane. It's the only way to go. All right, back to you, Doreika. What's an affirmation you have? And then I'm going to come over to you. You know it, Rhonda. What's an affirmation you have? And then you in the Happy Entrepreneur Tribe. You that's watching right now. This is all a conversation about transform yourself and then change the world. Do me a favor. If you've never made a comment before, look right below the video. And write down an affirmation. Write down a quote. Write down something that you say that encourages and inspires you, and then hit the heart button on someone else. We want to pay this message forward. Doreika doesn't have all the answers. I don't have all the answers. And Rhonda don't have all the answers. But together as a community, as we work together, we're going to make this thing happen. We're going to achieve a happy life as an entrepreneur. All right, Doreika, talk to us. Affirmations. 1, why is it important in about a minute? And then immediately, what's one of your affirmations that you use, that you say?
Well, when it comes to affirmations, Shay, affirmations are super important because they help you to stay focused. They help you to stay focused on what your purpose is and what you're there to achieve in the world. It keeps your mind off your problems. It keeps your mind off things that are distracting you and help you to really think about what's important. Now, when it comes to affirmations, I live by them. I have a ton that I say every single morning. I have them posted up on my mirror, but if I had to pick one affirmation that I say that helps me to keep going, and it's the affirmation that I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Because when challenges come, when things come, things happen, life happens to all of us, we tend to focus on the problem, right? But when you say the affirmation, you're helping yourself to focus on the solution. And you know that you can achieve greatness through your affirmation by you reminding yourself, listen, this is happening, but this doesn't have to define me. This doesn't have to stop me. And I can do all things. It doesn't matter what comes my way. I can do it.
You can do all things. I love it, by the way. I love it. You got Jill Bullock. She's out there watching right now. What's up, Jill? Shout out. Lisa Brown is in the house. Coach Clara's in the house. Jill Bullock says, change your mind, change your life. That's her affirmation. Rhonda, talk to us. Emotional mastery. Talk to us. What's an affirmation that we need to say to ourselves in order to help us achieve our goal, by the way? Letitia Campbell says, amen to you, Doreika. Amen, amen, 2 times around. All right, Rhonda, talk to us. Then we're going to go to commercial. Talk to us.
All right, so one of the things for me that's super important about affirmations is a way for you to help clean up your hard drive. If you think of your psyche, your subconscious as a hard drive, every now and then you need to defragment it, right? You need to clean it up, make sure you get all the old files out, make sure you stay tuned up, everything's tweaked and running in good order. Affirmations are those ways that you can help keep that hard drive running in amazing, wonderful, smooth order. So for me, affirmations help me sort of keep my psyche where it needs to be, stay positive, stay primed, stay focused, stay motivated. One of the affirmations that I use all the time for myself is, things are always working out for me. Because you know what? It doesn't matter what's coming your way. Things are always working out for me. Sometimes you think, how in the world did this just happen to me? And then I step back and I say, things are always working out for me. So whether or not I understand what's happening right at this moment, I know in the big picture, in the big scheme of things, things are always working out for me. So that's one that I say all the time. And then the last one that I say, another one that I say is that I am limitless. I live my life without boundaries and without limits. That reminds me to make sure that I am not putting myself in the box and not allowing anyone else to put me in one either.
I love it. I love it. I am limitless. I am limitless. Letitia says anchor and helps her do what she needs to do in her life. Nima says in the meantime, in between time, do and take care of yourself. I love it. I am limitless. Things always have a way of working out. We come back. I'm going to ask them the 1, 2, or 3 golden rules that you need right now. It's going to help you as an entrepreneur. It's going to help you as a single mom. It's going to help you as a wife, as a husband, or it's going to help you just as a kind human being. You don't want to miss the next segment. The best is still yet to come. You're here watching the Happy Entrepreneur Show, and we've got a treat for you. Let's go over to talk about how you can change lives on the stage. We'll be back. What's up, Karen? We'll be back in just a moment.
Let me ask you a question. Are you ready to take your businesses, your life, and everything that you have to an entirely different level? Yes or yes? Yes, yes. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Are you ready right now to change the legacy of your last name? Yes or yes? Yes, yes.
Every single day, put your mask on. It's protection. You're unprotected right now.
At the beginning, I had no one to help me. I decided I was going to become the woman that I needed the most.
She got pregnant at 17, had her son at 18 years old, and now her business just hit 6 figures. 6? Who did that help just to give you some confidence? A little.
I want you to repeat after me. There's more money in what I know than what I do.
D plus D equals D. See, a decision plus discipline equals to me. Your decision to be here today does not equal your success.
Because you got in business really for two reasons only. One of the main reasons you got in business, what? To make what? And that's one reason. And you knew that you wanted all eyes on you while you were out there making a difference, changing lives, and making $1 at the same time. Welcome back to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country, where we give busy entrepreneurs the resource, or at least access, I'll say, to the resources necessary in order for them to transform their lives, transform their business, have more meaning in the world, and really support and execute the goals they have for the people they were called to serve. I'm super excited because we're talking about tonight a really important subject, which is really change your life, change the world at the end of the day. And isn't that what it's all about at the end of the day? We have none other than the one and only Rhonda Williams on the one side, and she's all the way right now coming from Texas, I believe, and all the way on the other side in Miami. Don't hate on, not Miami, in Florida, but don't hate on in Florida. Don't hate on in Florida. None other than Doreika Carter, and I'm super excited. So let me do this if I can. What's up, Janice? What's up, Brian? Thanks for joining. You know, ladies, one of the things that you talked about earlier is the importance of having change and making a change in your life and a change in your habits and a change in your character. Rhonda, take a moment and give us 1, 2, or 3 goals that we can use around emotional mastery. Give us 1, 2, or 3 points, and then I'll come back, and we're gonna come back to the other one that I know we're gonna talk about. But give me 3 if you can, just 3.
Absolutely. So I love boiling down emotional intelligence into a way that's simple, practical, easy to understand, something you can take away and start using immediately tomorrow. So knowing that emotional mastery is key to your success. If you didn't know, those who are higher in emotional mastery tend to earn more. They're happier. They're more successful. And this is research and statistically proven. So whether or not you know or believe in emotional mastery, then it might be a good idea for all of us to just fine tune that emotional mastery a little bit. I'm going to give you 3 keys to be able to do that. The very first one, I want you to think of this acronym, UCR. If you're out there, type that in the comments for me, UCR, hashtag UCR. That's going to be the key for you to remember. The U in UCR stands for understanding. U is for understanding. So what do you know about yourself? It's all about your ability to be self-aware, to be self-reflective, to really go deep and understand exactly where you are, what you're thinking, and what you're feeling. So understanding is the foundational principle that then allows you to continue to grow your emotional mastery. So the U is for understanding. The second one for you in the UCR advantage is C for communication. Communication is about not only your external communication and the words that you are speaking, which, by the way, is a very small percentage of your communication, right? Words are a very, very small part of your communication. But it's not just external communication and what you're saying to others. It's also your internal communication. What are you telling yourself? What's the story that you're telling yourself? What's the song or the music that's playing in your head? That has a lot to do with how you communicate and how you perform externally. So the U is for understanding, the C is for communication. And then the R is for response. What are you actually doing? You can understand yourself, you can say all the right things, but if you don't have the follow-up, if you're not doing the thing, if the action isn't there, they say action speaks louder than words. So if the action isn't there, then you're still sort of a little bit misaligned. You're still not getting the results in your life. When you combine U for understanding, C for communication, and R for response, that is when the magic happens in your life. That is when I've seen entrepreneurs increase their sales. I've seen business leaders get promotions. I've seen them turn around teams. I've seen husband and wives communicate better and improve their relationships, all based on UCR and emotional mastery.
I love it. Hashtag UCR. Hashtag UCR. Cheryl Diane started out there. What's up, Jack Pearson? Thanks for joining. I love it. Doreika, as an entrepreneur, I'm looking for just 3 ideas, right? You said transform my life. So I'm looking for 3 ideas. I don't know, 3 golden nuggets, 3 points, something that I can walk away with and I can hold on to and I can do that's not only going to help me, but when I transform myself, I'm going to transform my family. And when I transform my family, I'm going to transform my community. And when I transform the community, I transform this nation. So what you're doing is so powerful, both of you. So Doreika, same question, if you would, just three golden nuggets that we can use right now as busy entrepreneurs that's going to help us transform our lives. Talk to me.
Well, Shay, when it comes to transforming your life, Mahatma Gandhi said it best when he says you have to be the change you want to see in the world. So before you can even change the world, you have to first change you. You have to first transform you. And when you're talking about transforming you, it goes so deep because you as a person affects everything that happens around you and even in the world. Now, the 3 things that I want to share tonight, they're very simple, but they're very, very important. One of the things that I've learned over the years studying business and leadership is that your business and your family life personally, you cannot grow your business or your family beyond your current state of growth. You see, most of us are entrepreneurs or business owners, and we're focused on growing our business, growing our lives, doing all these things, which are important. But what time do you actually spend on transforming you, growing yourself? Your business growth will not grow more than your personal growth. There's going to be a lid. So right now, however you're measured up in terms of your personal growth and development and what level you're on, your business is capped at that lid. So that's the first thing I want to say to you. By you growing yourself, you're growing your business, and you're also impacting your family because they're going to reflect what they see coming off you and coming off the way you do things. Now, the second thing I want to add is we need to take what I call reflective pauses. We're busy. We have a lot going on. We're moms, dads. We have a business. Sometimes we have even a side gig, which is okay. But we need to take reflective pauses throughout the day to reflect on what happened. Because how are we going to grow? How are we going to learn if we never look back on what happened? How do we know if we made the right decision if we don't take time to reflect? How do we know if that decision was, good or bad? So one of the things I would say is, take time during the day, during the lunch break, in the evening, whenever you have the time and you can find it, look back on the day, reflect on what happened and see how you can grow from that, because that's how you're going to grow. One of the third things that I want to share when it comes to personal growth and development, and we all know this, growth starts outside of your comfort zone. You can't grow inside that little box that you're comfortable in, right? So you have to stretch yourself. You have to do things that make you feel uncomfortable on a daily basis. I wish I can say it's going to be easy. It's not, because we want to be comfortable. We're made to be, comfortable and feel snug, but we can't grow in that place. We're stuck. And if you're not growing, you're dying. So you need to put yourself in a position where you can get uncomfortable so you can grow yourself. So those are the 3 things I want to share, Shay.
I like it. Get uncomfortable. Grow yourself. Cheryl Graham. Hey, Cheryl Graham. Good to connect with you, by the way. Glad you're back. Thanks so much for joining, by the way. She says, take daily reflective pauses. How true is that? Dwight Fortune. What's going on? Dwight Fortune says, raising your personal growth reassesses your business growth. So true, so true. What's up, Pony Williams? What's up? Thanks for joining. All of you out there right now, do me a favor. This is your time. I promise you, we're going to change your life if you allow us in this particular episode. Someone look right below the video, and I want you to write these words. This is personal now. But write these words. It's my time. Hashtag do it now. It's my time. Hashtag do it now. Just look right below the video. And when you write those words, it's my time, do it now. And I want you to think about where you're going to be, not today, but tomorrow. Because when we come back, I'm going to ask them, what does it mean to go through a challenge? I'm going to ask them, how do you keep going in the face of adversity? I'm going to ask both of them to break that thing down from an emotional intelligence perspective and from a growth perspective, what you need to do. And isn't that so true? Isn't that the time for us to do that? It's my time. Someone look right below the video and write that. And when we come back, we're going to talk about that. Transform your life, change the world. I'll say it again. Transform your life, change the world. How true is that? We'll be back in just a moment. We're going to go down to Houston, Texas to connect with the one and only, the happy, healthy, fun life person. I love it. I love it. Dorsey Hill, what do you want in life? You're going to transform your life, but at the end of the day, what do you really want in life? We'll be back in just a moment. Take it away, Dorsey.
Hello, hi, howdy guys. I'm so excited to be back. It's your girl, Dorsey Hill, the founder of the Healthy, Happy, Fun Life Network. And I'm back in the Happy Entrepreneur Tribe with another thought of the week. Before we get started, you know what's coming. Why? Because it's our January 1, our January 1, our January 1. It's so exciting that you get to start over every single day. I love that. Okay, so what do I want to talk about this week? I have a question for you. Do you know what you really want? Have you ever seriously sat down and wrote a list about what you absolutely want in this life and in this business that you're creating here? Because I'm willing to bet that you probably haven't put a whole lot of time or thought into what you really truly want. It's what you have to do, what you should be doing instead of things that you want out of your life. So I encourage you this week to make a list of things that you really want. What do you want your life to look like? Do you want to be healthy? Do you want to be happier? Do you want to have a lot more fun? Do you need a spiritual practice? Whatever it is, and I'm willing to bet a lot of you are probably going to have a hard time with this because you haven't sat down and really made a list of what you want in this life. Because it's hard sometimes to see down the road and visualize those great things that we see happen for other people actually happening for us. It can happen. You deserve for it to happen. It is there for you. You just have to want it and you have to ask for it and put it down. And my wish, as always, for each and every one of you is that you're happy, you're healthy, and you have a ton of fun in this life and business that you're creating. My biggest Texas love and hugs to each and every one of you. Bye-bye for now. Mwah. See you later.
Welcome back to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we help busy entrepreneurs at the end of the day get access to all the resources they need in order to execute the vision they have for the people they were called to serve. And as you're sitting there right now, you've been given a vision. You've got to execute it, and you have none other than Rhonda Williams this evening or this morning or this afternoon, whatever time you're watching. And on the other side, you have none other, or to the left, right sides, none other than Doreika Carter, who's here. Now, this is one of my favorite times because I was watching out there, and I saw Dwight Fortune put, "It's my time," hashtag do it now. Cheryl Diane said, "It's my time," hashtag do it now. And Alyssa said, "It's my time," hashtag do it now. June Klein said, "It's my time," hashtag do it now. And you were talking about you, and it was all about you. But one of the things we believe here in the giver's economy, we believe the person that outgives the competition out-earns the competition. Let me say it again. The person that outgives the competition out-earns the competition. I want to do a segment. It's called Champions Creed. Now, I love the Champions Creed because it's no longer about Shay Brown or about Rhonda or about Doreika. It's all about us encouraging a fellow entrepreneur. Us giving a high five to someone else on this journey of life. Us applauding and acknowledging someone else by letting them know that they're a champion, that they're a winner, that they've got so much greatness inside them. So how do we do that? I'm going to read something that was given to me by my mentor for all my new folks that are hearing it for the first time. What's up, LA? All of my new folks. I'm going to read this quote that I said for 15 years. And then when I finish it, I'm going to ask Rhonda Williams. That's something I was pick on Rhonda. I'm going to ask Rhonda, will you read that? And then will you share a time, maybe where there was a challenge in your life? Things didn't go the way they wanted to. If you feel like being authentic this evening. And then what was the lesson that you learned? So everyone right now, you look right below the video, and I'm going to put it up, and you write Champions Creed. So you write, you are a champion, hashtag never give up. You're going to type it right below the video. You are a champion. What's up, Nicole Johnson? You are a champion, hashtag never give up. That's for someone else. So let me pull this up. Let me get that up. You guys get that up for me. There you go. Thank you so much. Here it is, the Happy Entrepreneurs Champions Creed. I am not judged by the number of times I fail, but by the number of times I succeed. And the number of times I succeed is in direct proportion to the number of times I can fail and keep trying, and keep trying, and keep trying. That is the Champion's Creed at its core. Rhonda Williams, as you watch that, do you mind reading those words real quick and then sharing a time where you had a challenge, what you went through, and the lesson that us entrepreneurs can take away from that, because you are a champion. Let me pull it up right now so you can see it. I'll do a check. Can you see it?
I can see it.
All right, take it away.
Okay, so I am not judged by the number of times I fail, but by the number of times I succeed. And the number of times I succeed is in direct proportion to the number of times I can fail and keep trying, because I am a champion and you are a champion, and together we are champions.
I like that. And keep trying. You got to add the Puff Daddy remix. And keep trying. And keep trying. And keep trying. All right, so talk to me. Talk about what it means to be a champion. Talk about what it means to go through a challenge in your life. And talk about the lessons that we can learn so that we can continue to be champions right now. Talk to me, Rhonda.
You know, I know that, Shay, you understand what it's like to go up and climb up that mountain. You're climbing up your journey. You're feeling good. You're making progress, just to get to the top and feel like you get dropped, right? You get sort of dropped off the side. And inside, when that happens, you feel disappointed. You feel disheartened. You are concerned that was it all for nothing? Well, that's what happened to me as I was climbing my journey, going up my journey, and sort of rising through the ranks and doing the amazing work that I was doing. And I got to the top, and an organization that I worked at for 17, almost 18 years, I ended up getting terminated. And when that happened, my world was rocked. Nothing like that had ever happened to me in my career. I am, by definition, an overachiever. Talk about transparency and authenticity, right? I completely own that. And so I was rocked. My world was rocked. And then shortly after that, I was just trying to get my little sea legs back, just trying to get back on my feet. And I found out that, you know, the person that I was married to was not the person I needed to stay married to. And so, you know, everything for me at that moment changed. So I had this very short time, and I found myself wondering, who was I? What was happening in my world? How do I pick myself up from this? How do I move forward? And so I had to, first of all, talk about emotional mastery. I had to allow myself to be human. I had to allow myself to acknowledge and feel the emotions I was feeling, the turmoil that was inside of me. You know, everyone says, be strong, just push past it. Okay, give yourself a moment. Okay, allow yourself to be human and deal with that. But then I had a decision to make, Shay. And I distinctly recall a conversation where I was talking to myself. Good thing nobody was around listening to this conversation I was having with myself. They might have thought I was a little odd. But I said to myself, who are you? You're sad, you're frustrated, you're depressed. This isn't who you are. And I was, you know, and I'm talking back to myself going, yeah, but I have good reason to be. Did you see what just happened to me? Look at just all of this craziness. And I had to say to myself, yes, and it is time for you to pick yourself up. On that moment, I relied on emotional mastery to sort of figure out who I was inside and then allow that to come forward. From that moment on, I decided. I want to make a key point here. Decide. When I'm working with clients and I'm talking about changing your life, and there's a key element there, and that is you making the decision. You have to decide, and only you can do that. When the moment I decided that I was no longer going to be in that turmoil, I completely changed my life. I mean everything. I changed my hair. I lost 50 pounds. I changed my job. You know, my whole career. I started a business. I wrote a book. Like literally, I changed my entire life at that moment that I decided. That's what emotional mastery did for me. And it was at that moment that I really began to recognize my own emotional power. And what I was doing was I was using that situation as fuel, as energy to keep me going and to motivate me to accomplish great things in my life. And I have never looked back.
Wow, thank you for being so authentic. Thank you for sharing with us this evening. That means so much, by the way. Hey, I tell you what, when we come back, we're going to go over to Doreika Carter. We're going to talk to Doreika Carter about what it takes to go through a challenge. And we're going to talk to her about what her secret to success is. You're all watching the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country. I see you out there, Pixie. What's going on? And we're going to now go all the way down to Sakoni Prince, down in Mobile, Alabama. And one of the things he talked about that I love about this episode, he says, you know what? Better late than never. Mm-hmm. How true is that? When we come back, Doreika Carter's going to talk about you're never too late. She's going to talk about what it's like, no matter what challenges you're going through, what it's like to keep on going so you can transform your life. I love it. Transform your life, change the world. Transform your life, change the world. How true is that? We'll be right back in just a moment with none other than Sakoni Prince. Take it away, Sakoni.
I can't be late. Okay. Maybe I'm not late. Maybe I'm early for next week. Hi, this is Sakoni Prince of SakoniPrince.com, where we make motivation personal by introducing you to yourself. And I'm in the Happy Entrepreneurs Tribe, giving you my thought of the week. And my thought of this week is better late than never. And I'm doing this because you guys rock. And today is my January 1st. Now, when I talk about better late than never, what I mean is that even when you're late, even if you have an opportunity to show up, still show up. Don't allow the fact that you arrived a little late to keep you from giving your best and giving your all. If anything, you can learn from the experience. You know, the cell phone that you have, it has updates. They didn't wait until they got it 100% perfect to put it out. They put it out and then they worked on what was left. So what about you? Are you willing to put yourself out there even though everything is not perfect? Because a lot of people, they mass procrastination. They say they're planning, but they never launch, they never do it, they never get out there. And one thing I know is that in order for you to make any headway, you have to be willing to take action. Even if you stumble, even if you fall, you're in the process of going and growing. So don't allow whatever it is that's holding you back, or even if you showed up late, like I did, to keep you from doing what you're supposed to do. And look, this is Sakoni Prince of SakoniPrince.com, where we make motivation personal by introducing you to yourself. And I'm in the Happy Entrepreneurs Tribe, giving you my thought of the week. And my thought is better late than never. Hey, look, I'm turning it back over to you, Shay.
Well, it's a great day. Once again, my name is Shay Brown, and welcome back to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue-focused late-night show in the country, where we help busy entrepreneurs, like everyday folks, really have access to the resources they need in order to support the vision for the people they were called to serve. And isn't that what life is all about? Having more meaning, making a bigger difference. Yeah, making a dollar, making a difference and a dollar at the same time. It's really all about that at the end of the day. So welcome back. We're really excited to have you here. We're here with two masters, two experts, two folks who are on a mission to really help folks transform their life so they can change the world. Doreika Carter, talk to me, if you would, for a moment of what it's like to go through a challenge, have a setback, and what is a lesson that maybe you learned along this journey of life that you can share with us and help the entrepreneur, the mom right now that's watching, the dad that's watching, the person out there that started their business and it didn't go the way they wanted to. They hired that coach, they didn't deliver, or they didn't do what they were supposed to do. Talk about challenges and setbacks, if you would. This is what you do.
Awesome, Shay. You see, I have my glasses ready. I thought I was going to read that creed, but it's okay. I can take it off. But yeah, when it comes to challenges, you know, one thing that I've come to accept is that you're going to face challenges every single day. It's a part of the growing process. It's a part of life. It's a part of you being you and doing what you're called to do. Now, the key is how to handle that. When it comes to, you know, falling down, having challenge after challenge, failing, let me tell you, that's my life story, okay? Because I've had, you know, when it comes to businesses, I've had at least 3 businesses that have failed. So I know a thing or two about failure. And I know a thing or two about challenges. But what I realize is that I will not stop. you can't stop. You have to have perseverance. You have to have that drive, that determination to keep going. Because the only time you're going to fail is when you stop trying, is when you say, I give up, I quit. You cannot stop trying. You have to have that determination. And when I think back a couple years ago, when I was facing the most challenging time of my life, Shay, it was a very personal moment for me and private. And I want to share it now because I believe somebody on this conversation can learn from it. I was going through a devastating period in my marriage where I was not divorced, but separated. And at the same time, I got evicted from my apartment. And at the same time, I became homeless. And at the same time, it was me, my kids, having to sleep on somebody's futon or sofa for a year, right? So talk about challenges. I had them one after the other. Now, in that period, it was such a dark moment. I was dealing with depression. But one thing I realized, Shay, is when I begin to look at my situation in retrospect, I took myself literally out of that place of feeling the emotional devastation. And I began to look at what was going on. And I evaluated the situation. I realized, like Rhonda saying, you have to make a decision. You have a choice whether or not you're going to let this define you, or you're going to push past it and define yourself. You see, my whole life was defined by my marriage, So when it didn't, when we separated, I thought my life had ended. But I realized, no, I can redefine myself. So I redefined who I was. And I realized that your mind is the most powerful tool you possess. With your mind, you can create your own realities. You can shape your own destiny. And that's what I did, Shay. I used my mind, the power of my mind, and that's through personal growth and development, developing my mindset, overcoming those limiting belief systems that told me that this is my story, that I had to live in this story and that I couldn't change it. I had to say, no, I can change my story. I'm a creator. I can create my own destiny. And I created my own destiny, Shay. I wrote a vision for my life, what I wanted my life to look like, both for me and my children. Because nobody can tell you what your life is going to be like. Nobody can tell you what you can and cannot do or can and cannot have. It's up to you to make that choice and decide what life you're going to live. So what I want to share with everybody out there listening on this conversation is that you have to first be determined, persevere, push past what you're going through. Do not give up. And you can't let somebody else define you. You can't let your circumstance define you. You have to define yourself. You set the bar on what you're going to do, where you're going to go, and how far you're going to go in life. Your mind is the tool that's first going to get you there. Because if you can't see it in your mind, you can't walk it out with your feet. You can't go there. You got to first see it here.
Man, I love it. Someone do me a favor. Look right below the video. Look right below the video. Very powerful. Look right below the video and just write these words, never give up. Just look right below the video. Look right below the video. What's up, Gene Williams? Look right below the video. What's up, Morella out there in Australia? What's up, Shanice? Look right below the video and write these words, never give up. Hit the share button. Hit the share button. This is one of those messages that folks are going to transform their life so they can change the world. Hit the share button right now. Just hit the share button. And I want you to write these words, never give up. Hashtag, it's your time. Just put never give up. Hashtag, it's your time, because it's your time to step it up in your life. It's your time to step it up in your relationships. It's your time to step it up in your health. It's your time to step it up in your finance. It's just your time. But hashtag, never give up. I love that. I love that. So powerful. Look, when we come back, I'm going to ask them a question y'all all have on your mind. It's on my mind. It's got to be on your mind. They're going to answer when we come back. And that question is, how do you help leaders and entrepreneurs transform their life? And give us one idea, just a golden nugget. So the question obviously is, how do you help leaders like us, or entrepreneurs like us, or experts like us, or everyday human beings like us? How do you help us transform our lives? Give us one idea that you can share with us when we come back. I'm going to tell you, y'all don't want to miss that. I mean, that's the one question I know that was on your mind. It's the one question on my mind. We're going to go over now to Delano. If you haven't seen this, I want you to stay tuned. Delano's amazing. He says, refuse to live talented and broke. I'm going to say it again. He says, refuse to live talented and broke. Now, I saw Alyssa put hashtag never give up. I saw Dwight Fortune put never give up. I saw Cheryl Diane put never give up. I saw June Klein. What's up, June Klein in Georgia? Never give up. Morella in Australia said never give up. That's right. It's your time. Hit the share button. Pay this message for it. Now I'm going to go over to Delano. Delano, I'm coming to you. Don't worry, my man. Refuse to live talented and broke. How many of y'all out there watching right now as entrepreneurs? Yeah, you're going to transform your life. Yeah, you're going to change the world. But you refuse to live talented and broke. All of my entrepreneurs out there, my happy entrepreneurs that refuse to live talented and broke, look right below the video. Look right below the video and put I refuse to do what? Live talented and broke. I'm with you on that. We'll be right back in just a moment.
I live in a city where there are more creative people per square mile than any other place on the planet. Question is, how many of them are successful? How many are just like I was, talented and broke? Being broke is more than just not having money. It's failure to turn opportunities into profitable businesses and relationships that last. My mother always said, people perish for lack of knowledge. A compass takes you in the direction of your destiny, but knowledge of obstacles and distractions will ensure you arrive safely. My mentor once said to me, if I had half your talent, I'd have 4 times my wealth. Since then, I made a promise to God. If He would help me unlock my earning potential, I would pay it forward and help others do the same. That's why I wrote this book, because God made us too talented to live our lives broke. And that includes you.
I refuse to live talented and broke. Someone look right below the video, and write those words. I refuse to live talented and broke. Welcome back to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country, where we help busy entrepreneurs just like you have access to the resources and the talent that you need in order to really execute the vision for the people you were called to serve. And you got a vision much bigger than yourself. You got a vision that didn't come from you, but came to you. I happen to believe in God, but came to you and is going through you to someone else. And that's why you show up. That's why you get up in the morning. That's why you work as hard as you can so someone else can have a better life. So I'm very excited. I want to acknowledge you because you're a winner. I want to acknowledge you because you're a champion. I want to acknowledge every single one of you right now who show up every single day for the greatness that you have inside you. And I'm going to ask that you hit the share button. I'm going to ask you to pay this message forward. I'm going to ask you to make a difference in someone else's life. Do that. Do it now. Hit the share button. Do it now. Because Doreika Carter is going to go first, and she's going to talk about how do you help leaders and entrepreneurs really transform their life so they can, transform their life so they can change the world. Give us one idea on how you do that, a technique or something. And then we're going to go over to Rhonda right after that. So Doreika, take it away. How do you help leaders and entrepreneurs really transform their life so they can change the world?
Thank you, Shay. One of the ways that I help leaders transform their lives is through leadership growth and development. Keep it in line with the whole growth process and the whole growth concept. Now, as leaders, we're all leaders in our own right, in our own industry, in our own sphere of influence. We have somebody who is looking to us to emulate us, to, be us, or not even be us, but be what they see us. If they look at us, they know they can achieve what they want. One of the ways that I do that is through personal growth and development as leaders. Now, most leaders seem to overlook the concept that as a leader or a business owner, you still need to work on your character. I think character is a very important skill to have for leadership. Character building that character quality. And what does that look like when you build a character quality? It simply means that you can be nice to somebody. You can be generous. You can add value to people without expecting anything in return. I know we're all about making money, building a business, growing, which is okay. But you can also add value to somebody just for the fact of adding value to that person. I challenge myself and I challenge my leaders and business owners. Try to grow yourself at least 1% every week. Not too much to ask, not too difficult to attain. By growing yourself 1% every single week, you're simply putting yourself in the place of adding value to someone else without expecting anything else in return. And in turn, you will grow and you will develop into the leader that you're called to be. An effective leader, an influential leader, a leader who is able to touch hearts and change lives.
I love it. Touch hearts and change lives. Thanks so much for sharing. What's up, Charles Oliver? Thanks so much for joining. Nicole Johnson says, I refuse to live talented and broke. Cheryl Diane said, I refuse to live talented and broke. Dwight Fortune, you're still in the house. I see you, my man. I refuse to live talented and broke. Alyssa, I see you. I refuse to live talented and broke. I'm going over to Rhonda Y. Williams. And we asked the question, how do you help leaders and entrepreneurs really transform their life so they can change the world?
Well, one way that I do that, Shay, is by helping leaders shift their priority. You know, we all have businesses. We all have these things we're excited about. We all have these big goals and these big dreams. But one of the things that I think is so important for leaders and entrepreneurs to consider is the fact that you are your number one project. You are your number one project. And so by focusing and reshifting your priorities a little bit so that you are at the top of your own priority list, that allows you to focus on self-love, self-care, self-development, right? You have an opportunity to invest in yourself. You know, I know that, many moons ago when we were all together, we came up with this fantastic saying that says that you must invest in yourself at the level at which you expect success. So that investment in yourself will pay dividends over and over and over again. But many of us look at investing in a conference and we say, oh, gee, that's just too much money. I got this other stuff going on. We decide that, there's a coach that we want to work with and we say, well, I can take my time and figure it out on my own. You are your number one project. That means take the time to rest, to rejuvenate, to recharge your own batteries, to make sure that you are loving on you, that you are celebrating you, and then take the time also to make sure that you are focused on your own growth. I think that it's been so well said tonight that it is one of the things that can help you transform your life and your business. But first, you have to recognize you as your number one priority. That's one of the things I do in helping the leaders and entrepreneurs with emotional mastery. It's reshifting, right? It's not being fearful of putting yourself number one, not feeling like you're leaving someone else behind, not feeling like you're being selfish, because being self-full is not the same as being selfish. I'll say that again. Being self-full is not the same as being selfish. And so we want to be self-full, i.e., we want to care about ourselves enough to give ourselves what we need so that we can continue to elevate and touch and change lives. Because if we deplete our own batteries, our own energy, then what do we have left to give others? What we have left is not the best of us. And then we don't even have the best of us for ourselves. So make yourself your number one project. Make yourself your number one priority.
Love it. Make yourself your number one priority. I love it. Make yourself your number one priority. We come back. We're going to ask the one question, and it's one of the ones that typically I get sometimes. People send me little messages to ask questions, and that question is, who's been a mentor along this journey for you, and what's the idea, or what's the golden nugget, or what's the concept you can pass to us? So you're taking something that was given to you, and now you're sharing it with us. So think of one of the mentors. I know y'all have had so many, by the way, but what's one mentor you've had along this journey of life that's really made the biggest difference for you? We're going to find out when we come back. We're also going to find out something else that they don't know about. We'll be back in just a moment. I can't wait. Let's go find out what's coming up soon. We'll be right back. It's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the founder of the Happy Entrepreneur Network and the host of the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country, the Happy Entrepreneur Show. And I'm super excited. I'm over the moon. Just enjoyed to be able to share this special VIP invitation for you to join me at thecloseconference.com. Just look right below the video, and go to closeconference.com, an opportunity for you to attend virtually or in person. Now, who is this for? If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a speaker, if you're a coach, if you're a network marketer, if you're in the personal professional development, or you're just someone right now that is overwhelmed and overworked and you need to generate some qualified leads of people who want to work with you, whether they come from online leads or offline leads, then you need to be there. Or maybe you're someone that wants to, you say, well, Shay, right now I have what's called yo-yo entrepreneur type of revenue, right? Reasons but no results. So it's time for you really to put together your own 7-figure revenue generating infrastructure so you can make more money without your labor. You can take back your time and you can take back your life. Then you want to be there. Or maybe you just want to be able to broadcast just like I'm doing right now. I'm at Broadcastpreneur Studios right here in this set right now, and you need to reach your audience online through the power of those fiber optic lines. Then you need to be at what? Thecloseconference.com. Or maybe it's just time for you to get all the resources you need in your business so you can serve the people you were called to serve and have more meaning in the world, have more impact in the world, and make $1 and a difference at the same time. If that's you, look right below the video, and go to closeconference.com. I promise you'll learn about how to generate unlimited sponsorships. You'll learn about how to tell your story and have more impact. And more importantly, you're going to have more success, more joy, and more happiness in your business. I'm so excited. Look, join me at closeconference.com. Share this with all your friends. I'm looking forward to seeing you. My promise to you is it'll be a good use of your time. My promise to you is that you're going to generate more revenue than you've ever generated before in your life and have more happiness. With that being said, my name, by the way, is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone, and I promise you we'll make some good things how we connect again next time. God bless, and I wish you success. See you soon. Welcome back to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where you, the busy entrepreneur, you really are able to change your life because you get access to the resources you need in order to execute the vision for the people you were called to serve. So you feel so much better. You live such a happier life and you have more meaning in the world. And that's what this show is about, giving you all the resources, at least access to those resources so we can do that. And you have 2 of the most powerful women on the planet right now. They're here to serve. They're here to give. Neither one of them asked for a Cash App payment before they showed up. They just said, Shay, I'm on the show with you, buddy. There's no Zelly payment needed. No credit card swipe and succeed. They're here for you. So I'm going to ask the question, by the way. What's up, Tim Owens? Thanks for joining, by the way. Hey, what's up, Cheryl Combs? I see you in the house. Sherry, always a pleasure. Thanks for joining back on. And, of course, the one and only Greg Walker. Okay, now, here's the question. You've had some mentors, I believe, along the way. Share who the mentor was if you would like to, of course. And what was the lesson that they taught you that you now are going to teach us so we can apply it in our life? That's very, very important. I'm going to go over to you first, Rhonda Williams, and then Doreika will come over to you. So, Rhonda, who's been a mentor along this journey for you?
Well, I have had some amazing mentors in my career that have helped me become the person that I am today. One of them, I'm not going to mention their name, but this person has been so important in my life. And one of the key things I learned from her is to, and I'm going to rephrase this from what she would use, but get out of my own way. Right? I learned from her to get out of my own way, because even when I didn't realize I was in my own way, I was in my own way. And I was in my own head, and I was being part of the problem and not even recognizing my own contribution to the problem. And so I began to really learn from this person that, you know what, you have choices, and you can take those choices and completely change a situation simply by how you choose to react and respond without anyone else changing. You know, so many times we're pointing the finger at someone else. Well, they need to change. And if only they would do something differently. well, what if they don't do anything differently? Then what? Then are you stuck? So that mentor really helped me with that. But the second one, really quickly, I'm going to mention is Mr. Trevor Otts, who is also a person who has helped me get outside of my box and is always pointing me in a direction that I can't even see. I cannot even see half the time where he's pointing to. And I'm thinking, Trevor, what are you talking about, right? I'm over here, you're over there. What are we doing right now? And then later on, I look back and I just have to smile and I go, oh my gosh, he's amazing. He saw things that I didn't even see. So those are two that absolutely have been very impactful for me.
Thank you so much for sharing. We appreciate that. Very impactful. Okay, Doreika, tell us about a mentor you've had along this journey. What's a lesson you've learned, and how can we apply that in our life as well?
Awesome. So I've had mentors, Shay, from afar and near. And one of the things that I want to share is something I learned from my mentor from afar. And she's Lisa Nichols. You know her. She's a, transformational speaker, world-renowned speaker. She does it. And one of the things that she said that really resonated with me was, you need to give yourself 1,000 second chances. And when you get to 999, you press the reset button and you start all over again. Because Shay, as leaders and entrepreneurs, we tend to be hardest on ourselves. If something goes wrong, everybody's looking to us. We have to be the one to make the decisions. We have to be the ones to first adjust. We have to be the ones to first adapt. So when we mess up, we tend to be hard on ourselves. We tend to not want to forgive ourselves. We tend to want to hold on to things that we need to release and let go so we can move forward. So when you give yourself the chance to press the reset button, you're saying, hey, I'm human. I'm going to mess up. I'm not perfect. There's some days I'm going to run. There's some days I'm going to crawl. I'm still going. And it's okay if I get to 999. I just press the reset button. And guess what? I do it all over again the next day. So when you are in that moment, when you're living in that atmosphere, so to speak, you know that you are no longer going to limit yourself. You're no longer going to keep yourself from moving into the direction you need to move and to grow to the extent that you need to grow.
Wow, I love it. That is super powerful. Thanks so much for sharing. By the way, lessons we can all use, lessons we can all take away. And as you're watching out there in the Happy Entrepreneur Tribe, all of the viewers, do me a favor. Look right below the video. Look right below the video and share. We believe in sharing. We believe in loving on each other. Share a number one idea that you have, a takeaway that you've taken away from one of your mentors that you can share with us. Like, don't keep it all to yourself. Share it. Pay it forward. Isn't that what life is all about, paying it forward? When we come back, we're going to get into a really important segment. Right now, we're going to go over to Rob Howes. He says, be present where you are. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Hey guys,
all right.
Me and Daddy are here.
All right, I'm doing a video.
I got a question.
No, it's not a question. This is a video where I'm telling people something. I'm telling them that today is their January 1st. Today is your January 1st Happy Entrepreneurs Tribe, because today is the only day you got, because tomorrow's not promised and yesterday is gone. So the reason why today being your January 1st is significant, because it keeps you from procrastination. Procrastination is the destroyer of dreams. Yeah, it's the destroyer. It's the killer of dreams. So take action. Be present where you're present. That's the real gift. Be present where you are present. That is the real gift. Today is your January 1st. Say today.
Today.
Say today is your January 1st.
Today is January 1st.
Say it loud.
Today is January 1st.
That's it. Don't forget it.
Welcome back to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country, where we give busy entrepreneurs the resources they need to give them access to the people that can help them live happier, but really execute the vision for the people they were called to serve. And don't you want that place to come to? Don't you want those resources? Well, you're here right now. And here's the good news, that today, in fact, is your January 1st. Today, you get a restart. Today, you get a do-over. Today, you get to start wherever you were and make it happen. In fact, one of my favorite segments is coming up. And, of course, they're all my favorite segments. But this is really my favorite segment. And it's called Today is My January 1st. Today is my January 1st. And I want you to look right below the video because this is one of our core values. If you're hearing for the first time, it's one of our core values where you look below the video and you type the words, today is my January 1st. That I don't have to wait. In any given moment, I can change my mind and I can change my life. Isn't that what this conversation is all about? So today is your January 1st. You're going to go to the gym, by the way. Today is your January 1st. You're going to spend less than you make. Today is your January 1st. You're going to spend some time in that relationship that you really want to spend time in. You're going to change your business. You're going to change the world. You're going to change lives. With that being said, when you hear those words, Rhonda, when you hear those words, Doreika, what comes to mind? I'm going to first go over to Rhonda, and I'm going to ask Rhonda to repeat after me and say, today is my January 1st on the count of 3. So, Rhonda, 1, 2, 3.
Today is my January 1st.
That was pretty good. Okay, Doreika, we're going to come over to you. Then you got opportunity. Now, as you're writing right below June Klein, as you're writing right below Morella, as you're writing right below Cheryl, that today is my January 1st, I want you to listen to these words. So on the count of 3, that's you, by the way. That's you on the count of 3. You, Doreika, going to repeat after me. Say, today is my January 1st. 1, 2, 3.
Today is my January 1st.
That was good. We'll do it one more time. We'll do it in unison. So I'll say 1, 2, 3, and we'll all say today is my January 1st. And you all can make a sound around the world to say, you know what? No matter what you're going through, no matter how successful you are, you can get better. No matter what challenge you are, it's not over yet. It's not over until you win. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Today is my January 1st. I love it. How true is that? All right, Rhonda, talk to us. When you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what goes through your mind? What are you thinking? And what can people walk away with right now?
Gosh, why wait? Why wait? There's no reason to wait. You can live big, bold, audacious. You can go after what you want. You don't have to wait. Waiting is simply another form of procrastination. You can get started tomorrow. It doesn't matter if you were perfect today. It doesn't matter if you were perfect yesterday. You might have had some mistakes along the way, but today is another day. You have another opportunity. You can move forward. You can make changes. You can decide. You can commit. You can be big, bold, audacious. Today is your January 1st. There is no need to wait. You don't need to wait for permission. You don't need to wait for a special occasion. You don't need to wait till after the holidays until we finish eating all that food. Today is your January 1st. You can do it right now. You simply need to make the choice. You simply need to decide.
That's right. Today is your January 1st. All right, Doreika, talk to us. I see Greg Walker put commit to your commitments. Cheryl Diane says today is my January 1st. Morella says today is my January 1st. All right, Doreika, when you hear those words, what goes through your mind and what thoughts do you have for us, the entrepreneurs?
Let me just start by saying, shit, I love it. Today is my January 1st. I have to say it again because I love it. What comes to mind when I hear that is that it's never too late. No matter how old you are, no matter where you are in life, no matter what you feel that you shoulda, woulda, coulda done that you didn't get to do, you can start now. It's never too late. When you think about some of the most successful people in the world, they started late. Not everybody has a fast start, and everybody gets it right initially. You may take a few years. It's okay. Just know that it's never too late to start. Look at Colonel Sanders. He became famous for selling chicken in his 60s, right? And some people may say, okay, I'm 55, 60, going on 70, it's too late. As long as you have life, there's hope. Do not let that stop you, and don't think that you can't achieve your goal and live your purpose. You can do that. Today is your January 1st. You can start right now. Take control.
I love it. Today is your January 1st. Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming down the home stretch. You're here with none other than the one and only Doreika Castor. I keep saying Carter. Sorry about that. Castor. And none other than Rhonda W. Williams. Right now, we come back. They're going to have their final thoughts. We're going to go rapid fire, and then they'll have their final thoughts as soon as we come back. We're going to go all the way down to Little Rock, Arkansas. I think they told me Little Rock, Arkansas. And we're going to go to none other than Kim Warren Martin. And she talks about success is an inside job. What's going on with you spiritually? Yeah, we'll be back in just a moment. Take it away, Kim.
Today's a phenomenal day, amazing, happy entrepreneurs, because it's my January 1st. This is Dr. Kim Warren Martin, founder of Successful and Fulfilled, continuing with part 4 of the thought that success is an inside job. We've been talking about what's going on the inside of you mentally, physically, spiritually, socially, and financially. We've covered what's going on in your mind and in your body. And if you missed those videos, check them out in the Happy Entrepreneur Facebook group. Today, we're going to talk about what's going on with you spiritually. This is not about religion or being religious. It's about acknowledging that there's something bigger than you and realizing that you have a part to play in the world. So how do you feed your soul? Even if you go to church or temple or synagogue regularly, what are you doing between those times to nourish your soul? Do you have a daily spiritual practice? If not, here's a simple 10-minute morning practice you can begin to do to get started now. First, take 3 to 5 minutes to meditate, to get still and quiet your mind. Just close your eyes, focus on your breath, breathe in slowly through your nose with your belly expanding, and out slowly through your mouth with your belly contracting. Next, take 1 to 2 minutes and express gratitude for large things and small things. Thank you for my eyesight. Thank you for that new business deal. Thank you for the ability to think. Thank you for my feet, and so on. Lastly, spend 2 to 3 minutes contemplating. Take some deep breaths and ask yourself, how can I be my best possible self today? Again, how can I be my best possible self today? And use the rest of the time to let the answer come to you. So that's a simple practice you can begin to do and get started now. Mother Teresa said, the greatest problem in the world is hunger, but not of the body, of the heart. This is Dr. Kim Warren Martin, founder of Successful and Fulfilled. I'll see you next week for part 5 of Success is an Inside Job. Back over to you, Shay.
Success is an inside job. Welcome back to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country. And we are here with none other than Rhonda and none other than Doreika. And now we're going to allow them really just to have rapid fire. Rapid fire means I just have a question. You answer that question in 30 seconds or less. And then we're coming down the home stretch. So I'll start with you, Doreika. When you hear the word greatness, what comes to mind for you?
Oh my God, Shay. When I hear greatness, I think about purpose. I use greatness and purpose interchangeably. When you live your greatness, you're living your purpose. You're living the life you were created to live. That unique thing that you bring to this world that nobody else can do but you, touch the life that nobody else can touch but you, and affect it in such a magnificent way that it leaves ripples. Legacy, after you're gone, you still have people say, my life was changed. I was touched because I met you. So that's living your purpose, Shay.
Thank you. Rhonda, what does success mean to you?
Success means that you have an opportunity to define what your life looks like. You are the designer of your dreams, the designer and the owner of your life. When you are successful, you have carved out your niche. No one else's. It doesn't matter if it's on the farm, by the seaside, by the ocean, in the city. It is living your life. It's time of freedom. It's the ability to go and come as you please. It's the ability to spend time with your family and to build a business that you love. Success means you have the opportunity to create your life in the way that you want it to be. It is your vision and no one else's.
All right. And for you, Rhonda, just a quick question. When you hear the word happy entrepreneur, what comes to mind to you? What do you think of?
Happy entrepreneur, to me, I come to mind. No, happy entrepreneur is about an entrepreneur who understands what business is about, but they have committed to getting systems, processes, investing in themselves, always building, growing, taking those obstacles head on, not expecting them not to be there, but knowing that it's not if they are coming, but when they come, and being able to navigate those skillfully and not lose themselves in the process. The happy entrepreneur is committed to helping others, but also for helping themselves.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Last question, Doreika. Well, here's a good question. You have children, I believe you said. And imagine at some point they want to watch this video, right? They get some hair-wired idea. They find it in the archives. What message do you have for your children? I know they're different personalities, but what message would you want them to hear right now from mom about what it means to be a champion, what it means to be a winner?
What I want them to realize is let nobody define you. You define yourself. You know, we're so bombarded with technology, with the TV, with so many magazines, books, you name it, out there telling us who we should be, who we are, you know, and what we can do. So I want to let you know, do not let anything outside of you limit you, or even inside of you limit you. You determine who you are, how you show up, who you're going to be, and what you're going to achieve. There is no limit to the life you can create for yourself. Just make sure it's on your terms and you're doing what you love to do, and it's not based off somebody else's expectation of you.
Wow. Super, super powerful. Well, ladies, I tell you what, it's been an honor and a privilege, a treat and a treasure to be hanging out with you, by the way. It really has. I'm going to go over first to you, Rhonda Williams, and allow you to have your final thoughts, your comments to the entrepreneurs that these lights are going to go off. They have to get back to work. They got to do some things. What are your final thoughts to everyone that's been watching this evening?
My final thoughts are everything that you do is a choice. Right? You have, and it's powered by our thoughts and our emotions. So when you understand the connection and the role that your emotions play, then you can begin to make different choices so that you can get different results in your life, or improve the results that you're getting in your life, or pad your bottom line, or improve your relationships, or improve your health. When you understand the role that emotions play and that they are behind the scenes, almost like little puppeteers involved in every single thing that we do. You know, even those of us that like to think that we are logical decision makers, we can talk about that later and what the research says and the role that our emotions play. But emotional intelligence and emotional mastery is critical to your success. So as you make yourself your number one priority, invest in understanding your level of emotional intelligence and emotional mastery, invest and commit to improving that, because for every 1 point you increase your emotional intelligence, you can increase your bottom line. And you are in this business not only to serve others, but also to make a profit so that you can create a life that you love and want to live. So I say to everyone out there, commit to being your number one project.
I love it. Commit to being your number one project. Thanks so much. And over you, Doreika. Thanks so much for joining. Thanks for sharing your words of wisdom. What are your final thoughts, man? What are your final comments as we get ready to close this thing out? What do you say to that entrepreneur that has to get up tomorrow and go out there and find someone with a problem and solve it? They got to take care of their kids. They got to pay their taxes. They got to go to the grocery store. They got to wash the car. What are your final thoughts to the entrepreneur that's out there right now, the happy entrepreneur at that?
Well, let me first start by saying I commend you for being on this conversation. You could have been anywhere else, but you showed up, and you showed up for your transformation to make a difference in your life and the life of your families, your business, and people you're going to serve, your customers, right? Your internal and external customers. My final thought is make sure that whatever you're doing, make sure your heart is in it, and make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Have the right intentions behind your actions. We're all in business to make money. Yes, we're all in business to take care of ourselves and our family. But at the end of the day, make sure that you are making the decisions with the right mental capacity in terms of how you're going to serve somebody else and how you're going to make a difference in somebody else's life. Your intention should be pure in whatever you're doing, whether personal or professional.
Wow. Well, once again, thank both of you ladies for joining. It's been a treat and a treasure, as I said, to hang out with you. Thanks for sharing. I got to have you back on the show. The information you provided was great, but more importantly, you were able to speak from the heart and you're to be yourself. So thank you so much. We truly appreciate you being here. And for all of you who hit the share button out there, thank you so much. For all of you out there who took some notes, and so somebody that's listening to the podcast could watch it, thank you. Or somebody that's listening to the conference call could go back and view it. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for hitting the share button. Thank you for participating. I want you to know that as you're watching this, that you've got greatness inside you, that you are a winner, that you are truly a champion. There's so much potential inside you that's bubbling up right now, and you will transform your life. You will change this world. You will make a difference in $1 at the same time, because the best is still yet to come. The best is still yet to come. I promise you, the best is yet to come. With that being said, by the way, my name, for those folks that are just tuning in for the first time, my name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you from the bottom of my heart, we're going to make some good things happen. We connect again next time. God bless, and I wish every single one of you success. Thanks a lot, Doreika. Thanks a lot, Rhonda. I appreciate y'all. It's been fun, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been real. Bye-bye, everyone. We'll see you soon. God bless.
Please go ahead and give a big standing ovation for the one and the only Shay Brown.
And I'm here right now in this moment with none other than the one and only Dr. Willie Jolly. What's up, my friend?
It's a privilege and a pleasure and a treat and a treasure to be in your presence.
All right, Delator, we're going to get started. You ready, Delator?
I'm ready, friend.
You ready, Dr. Cannett?
Ready.
None other than Andy Henriquez. And we have someone like a Dr. Sonia, who's a bad sister. All right, now, go ahead with your bad self. None other than the Kim Warren Martin. That's the promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win.
Thank you. God bless.